The marriage between Letizia and Felipe VI has long since broken down. What is the reason? For years, Spain has celebrated the image of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia as the perfect royal couple, elegant, modern, and united in their duty to the crown. Yet behind the palace's high walls and perfectly composed photographs, a very different story has unfolded, one that insiders claim has been brewing for far longer than the public ever imagined. According to whispers from sources close to the royal household, the marriage between Felipe and Letizia has not just hit a rough patch, it has quietly been in a state of collapse for years. What remains, they say, is a partnership maintained more for the sake of stability, public image, and the future of their daughters, Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia, than for love. The early days, a love story for the ages. When Felipe, then Spain's tall and charming heir to the throne, married Letizia Ortiz Ricasolano in 2004, the nation was captivated. She was a successful television journalist, beautiful, confident, and independent, a far cry from the traditional royal bride. Many believed she brought a refreshing modernity to the monarchy. Their early years together seemed filled with genuine affection, public appearances with subtle smiles, hands held during official trips, and tender moments caught by photographers. But palace staff reportedly noticed that their private interactions were far more tense than they appeared. Cracks began to show. Over time, the differences between the couple grew more visible. Friends of Felipe describe him as reserved, diplomatic, and deeply attached to tradition. Letizia, in contrast, is said to be strong-willed, perfectionist, and at times impatient with the old-fashioned ways of the Spanish court. She came in with ideas of change and reform, while he preferred to move slowly and carefully, one former palace aide confided. Those differences, at first exciting, became sources of constant disagreement. The tension reportedly worsened after Felipe became king in 2014. Letizia took on more public responsibilities, but with them came increased scrutiny. Spanish tabloids often portrayed her as cold or controlling, while Felipe tried to shield her from criticism. Still, the stress took its toll. Living separate lives. In recent years, observers have noted that the couple often appears together only for official functions, avoiding unnecessary public displays of affection. Rumors swirl that Letizia spends more time focusing on her personal causes and her daughter's education, while Felipe devotes himself almost entirely to royal duties and diplomatic work. One source described their relationship as an arrangement rather than a marriage, suggesting they have quietly agreed to lead largely separate lives while preserving a united front for Spain's sake. The rumor trigger. While many point to years of gradual emotional distance, palace insiders hint that a more specific incident may have deepened the rift. Allegedly, disagreements over Letizia's independence in decision-making, particularly regarding the upbringing of Princess Leonor, created a lasting fracture between them. Felipe, raised in a strict royal tradition, is said to have wanted a more formal approach to his daughter's preparation for the throne. Letizia reportedly pushed for Leonor to experience more freedom and a less regimented lifestyle. These conflicting visions for Spain's future queen may have become an irreconcilable source of tension. Why they stay together. Despite the alleged breakdown, divorce appears to be off the table, at least for now. As one royal watcher explained, Felipe is deeply conscious of the monarchy's fragile standing in Spain. A separation could damage the crown's image and stability. For Letizia, remaining queen offers her the platform to promote the causes she believes in. They both gain something from staying in the marriage, even if the love is gone. A silent pact. Those closest to the royal couple say they have reached a kind of silent pact. They will continue to present themselves as partners in public, attend key events together, and avoid scandals, but in private, their lives will remain largely apart. For the Spanish public, the image of a united royal family may still hold strong. But if the rumors are to be believed, the fairy tale romance that once charmed the nation is now just that, a story from another time, carefully maintained for the sake of the crown. Palace under pressure, rumors reach the public. For years, whispers about King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia's troubled marriage had stayed behind closed doors, shared only in hushed tones among palace insiders and a select circle of journalists. But in recent weeks, the rumors have begun to leak into mainstream media, forcing the royal household into an uncomfortable spotlight. The first cracks appeared when a well-known Madrid columnist published an unusually blunt opinion piece, questioning why the royal couple had not been seen together in a private setting for months. Soon after, a popular TV gossip program aired a segment comparing footage of Felipe and Letizia from their early years to recent appearances, noting the absence of warmth, smiles, or even casual conversation between them. The palace's careful response. In an attempt to calm the speculation, the royal household issued a short statement. Their Majesties the King and Queen remain committed to their duties and to serving Spain with dedication and unity. It was a perfectly polished sentence, one that said everything and nothing at the same time. Notably, it did not deny the rumors, nor did it address their personal relationship directly. But for the Spanish public, the wording only fueled more debate. If everything was fine, they would just say so clearly, one commentator noted. Instead, they're hiding behind vague language. Public opinion splits. On social media, opinions have sharply divided. Some defend the couple fiercely, accusing the press of inventing drama to sell papers. Others believe the rumors, arguing that the royal marriage has looked more like a business arrangement for years. In Madrid cafes and Seville markets, conversations about the king and queen are now common. For some Spaniards, the idea of a loveless marriage at the heart of the monarchy is troubling, not because they demand romance, but because it hints at instability within the institution. The tipping point. The situation escalated dramatically when an anonymous former palace employee gave an interview to a major European magazine, claiming that Felipe and Letizia have been living almost entirely separate lives and that even their daughters have noticed the distance. The interview caused a media storm. International outlets picked up the story, framing it as a potential royal crisis. Headlines in Britain, France, and Italy hinted at a Spanish royal separation, even though no official announcement had been made. A delicate balancing act. For Felipe, the stakes are high. The Spanish monarchy has faced waves of criticism in recent decades, from corruption scandals involving relatives to questions about its relevance in modern society. A very public marital breakdown could reignite Republican sentiment at a time when he is fighting to preserve the crown's credibility. For Letizia, the challenge is equally daunting. Once admired as a modernizing force, she risks becoming a polarizing figure, unfairly blamed for the marriage's troubles simply because she refuses to play the role of a traditional, silent queen. What happens next? Insiders say the couple has privately discussed how to navigate the next few months. Options include appearing together more frequently, offering a carefully staged family interview, or even taking a private holiday to send a message of unity. Whether these gestures will convince the public, or simply be seen as palace theater, remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the fairy tale image of Felipe and Letizia has been shaken. What remains is a complex, very human story of two people bound together not by romance, but by duty, responsibility, and the heavy weight of a crown that cannot afford to slip.